Hey y'all, my name is Bailey and this is Reclaim Grace. I'm so excited y'all decided to click on this video today. We're going to be making over some wall decor to go in some blank spaces in my booth, and we're also going to be doing just some simple everyday thrift flips. So I hope y'all enjoy this video, and I also hope everyone stays super safe during this hurricane. Let's get started with project one. We're going to be making over a gorgeous mirror I thrifted at Grifton Mission for $10, and it is beveled glass, which is a bonus. We're going to mix up my favorite color milk paint at this moment. This is olive. I love this green color, and if you have never used milk paint before, it is very simple. Just mix equal parts powder with equal parts water. Mix it very well with your little whisk for about 2 minutes and set it to the side and let it thicken up for about 10 minutes. I set up my mirror outside, gave it a really good clean, made sure to dust really well in those details to get all the grime and dirt that was built up. And I am going to use a chippy brush and put 2 coats of this milk paint, being sure to just pounce that brush to get into all the gorgeous detail. And I regret it, and you'll see that in a little while, but I do not tape up the mirror. I just kind of cut in where the mirror is. Try my best not to get any up there, but as you can see, I am a very messy painter, so I get a lot on the glass, which is fine, but it does cause me a little bit of headache in the long run. Whenever I'm applying this second coat, I'm then going to come in with my heat gun and force some crackle and some hazing of that milk paint, because I really want this to look old, and milk paint is just the perfect paint to get those results. Right here is where I was talking about. I struggled getting this paint off around the edges. That paint was up there. I eventually took some Windex and sprayed it really well and let it sit for about 10 minutes, and then it came off pretty easily. If you guessed it, I am sealing the milk paint with the Sweet Pickins dark oil wax. This is my favorite way to seal milk paint. You just brush it on in an even layer and then take a lint-free cloth and wipe off the excess. And I'm going to work in sections this time because I don't want to darken up that green paint too much. So I'm just going to do a little section at a time and work my way around this mirror, being sure to get in all the details because that is where I want to leave the oil wax, and it will settle into the crackle of the milk paint that I got using my heat gun. I have a roll of contractor paper, and that's what I cut off of when I apply new backs to my picture frames, mirrors, and all that stuff. It's because I sell my items and I want them to look very nice and professional when I get done with them. So I just simply use my hot glue gun, go around the edges, and make sure I press really well. And then I will take my X-Acto knife after that glue is dry and just cut a nice clean line. You can also sand the edges, but it was as simple enough just using my X-Acto knife. Last step is just adding that hanger back to it. There was nothing wrong with the hanger that came on it, so I'm just going to reuse that, being sure I do not drill into the glass or the mirror. There's a little piece of wood right there that I'm getting my screws into, and this thing is done. Y'all let me know what you think about this one. I think it turned out really pretty. I believe I priced this at $65.99 or $69.99, one of those. Project 2 came along when I had some leftover olive green milk paint. I just kind of looked at this in my stash and didn't want to waste the paint, so I was like, we're painting it olive. I cleaned off that hot glue that was along the inside, just picked it off. It came off really easily, and I'm just going to use the rest of this olive and the little chippy brush, and I'm going to give this 2 messy coats all around the outside, going right over that leather strapping. I will do the bottom and I will do the inside. And once my 2 coats were dry, I'm coming back in with a baby wipe and I'm going to wet distress this, and we will seal it with that dark oil wax. Thank y'all for clicking on this video today. I hope y'all are enjoying these thrift lips, and if you are, be sure to give it a like. And at the end of the video, comment which was your favorite. I just want to thank y'all again. Y'all are helping me so much just with the confidence of being a crafter and just working through my stash I got going on. So just thank y'all again, and I really, really appreciate y'all. I know this one was a simple project, but I still think it turned out really cute. I priced this little bucket at $12.95. Project 3. All right, y'all, let me ask you a question. Do y'all have this problem anytime you see a wooden vintage frame? You don't even have to be vintage sometimes. At the thrift store, you buy it. Well, that's my problem. I have probably 20 of these frames right here, and I'm not even lying, in my building. So I needed some, wall decor. So I grabbed this one out of my stash, and I just pried those staples back so I could get everything out of it. I sat the glass to the side because I'm not going to be reusing that. And I'm just giving this backer piece that came in the frame a good solid coat of raw silk. I just need a base layer down because we're going to be doing some decoupage in a little while. I gave the frame a good wipe down, good scuff sand, and now I'm using Carriage House by Fusion, and this, I am at the last of this jar. So I sprayed some water in there. Paint was very, very thick, but it also gave me really good coverage. I only had to put 1 coat on everything, so I was fine with that. Just worked my way around the frame, and you can see this part right here. You will be able to see that whenever you hang it up on the wall, so I'm going to be sure to give all that a good coat as well, because I want it to be nice and pretty whenever I get done. Now I'm taking this JRV rice paper. You've seen me use the bigger version, the 20 by 30 version of this before on one of those breadboards. And like I said in that video, whenever I put this on something, it sells. So I grabbed another one out of my stash, and we're going to decoupage it on this backer. I'm just going to make sure I am even and centerized, as Sonnet from Sonnet's Garden Bloom would say. I love that. I'm going to centerize this decoupage paper, and I'm going to use my polyacrylic mat as my decoupage medium, and I'm just going to lay this paper down, working a little bit at a time. I cannot talk. I'm just going to work a little ways at a time, and I did mist it, but honestly, I'm still trying to figure these papers out. They are different than Royce's decoupage paper. They're just made differently. This is more rice paper material. So the water kind of made it worse. So you see me struggling a little bit, still committed to the water misting idea. But whenever I get to that last little part, I don't mist it, and it laid down really great. So my advice with using this kind of decoupage paper is do not mist it. Just put down enough decoupage medium and just keep it rolling. After I gave that front a good sealing, I'm going to install it back into my frame, just pushing those staples down and then touching up this back area. I also go in after this paint is dry and just add a little bit of tape around the edges because I don't want these staples to scratch anybody's walls, and I didn't really think the contractor's paper was necessary with this project. So I just add a little bit of tape to protect the walls from those staples, and this thing is done. I love how this turned out. I love Carriage House by Fusion, and I love this JRV rice paper. I love everything about it. Y'all let me know what you think about this one. I priced it at $23.95. Project 4 is a very simple, easy one. I thrifted this chicken rooster figurine from Salvation Army for 99¢. I gave it a really good clean because it was very dirty, and let that cleaner dry. And then we're going in with my favorite white at the moment, that is Raw Silk by Fusion. And I'm just going to pounce in all those details, and I will give this chicken 2 coats. If y'all are local to my area, both of my antique malls that I'm at sell Fusion mineral paint. Coppermill Mercantile and Lola's Vignettes. It's in Eastern North Carolina. And in my booths, I do sell the IOD products and the JRV products. But if you are not local to my area, I do link each item that I use in my description box. I just pick the people that I used to order from, the Turned Leg for DIY paint, and IOD, and Julie from Julie Designs and Signs for the Fusion mineral paint. As you saw, after those 2 coats of Fusion paint was dry, I gave it a good coat of that antique and wax, and I think it turned out great. Project 5 is this set of canisters I picked up for $10, also at the Grifton Mission. And we're just going to paint these wooden tops. I'm going to start by just getting that tape off and cleaning my glass very well, and just giving everything a really good clean. I thought about taking these off, but I knew if I got it off, I wouldn't be able to get it back on. So I just made the executive decision for them to stay, and I will paint around it. So I want a nice chippy old look for the tops of these. So I whipped up some milk paint. This is Flour Sack by Sweet Pickins. Just mixed it equal parts. I'm trying to show you, you know, what it kind of looks like after it's set up a little while. But if that is too runny for you, just add a little bit more powder and stir it. So I just gave these tops 2 coats, drying in between with my heat gun, and I'm just going to try to be tidy right here going around that bottom edge. And once the tops are dry, I am going to paint that little bottom piece I'm holding. And you can see the crackle I got on these, some good texture, and I love it. So now I'm trying to get that $10 mark off. Some Windex to the rescue. I love using Windex for all my thrift flip cleaning. So I just let that Windex dry really well, because, you know, it just needs to be dry in order to put a transfer down. And I'm grabbing my IOD Transfers traditional pots, and I just picked out 3 designs that fit nicely on each canister. And just be ready when you set this on glass, because it wants to stick immediately. So make sure you know where you're wanting to put it before it makes contact. And I'm just rubbing with my little burnishing tool until it releases, and then I will grab my little rag and burnish it just to make sure everything is stuck really well, because I will not be clear coating this since it's over glass. I think it will be fine with just some light dusting, and it will stay up there for a lifetime, I'm sure. So I'm just going to continue putting these others down until we get done. And then I'm going to seal my tops with the Sweet Pickins Dark Oil Wax. This is food safe. That's not the only reason why I chose this. I just love the way it looks over milk paint, but it was a good fit for this project for sure. I'm just going to apply a nice thin layer and then buff it off with my shop towel. And here is how they turned out. I think they are really cute. They look older, and I just think it's definitely an upgrade. I priced these at $32 for the set of 3, and they are available at Coppermill Mercantile. Let me know what you think about this one. The last project for today's video is another really simple one. I thrifted this Croc at Salvation Army for $1.99. When I seen this on the shelf, I squealed. Elena, a girl I work with, was with me. I was like, oh my God, I cannot believe I found this at the thrift store for $1.99. I was very tickled. But I do want it to look a little older, and I want it to have like a stamped look. So I broke out the traditional pots transfer book again and just picked this running fox decal, and I'm going to transfer this onto the Croc. Once I get that transfer down, I'm going to burnish it really well and then go over it with a little bit of wax, and then I will buff that wax in to get off any excess. And this is done. I think it turned out really good. It is definitely an upgrade from what we found it, and I did price this at $39.95. A few videos ago, I gave y'all a booth tour at Lola's Vignettes. So this time, I just wanted to show y'all around my other booth at Coppermill Mercantile in Kinston. So I'm just going to go around pretty slowly so y'all can check it out. And y'all let me know what you think. And let me know what you think about the video today. And I'm sorry if my voice sounds a little funny. I feel like I'm losing it. So I just wanted to get this voiceover done before it's completely gone. If y'all hear it breaking on me, I apologize. But thank y'all so much for being here today, and I will talk to y'all in the comments. Bye.